Okay, welcome to today's protocol. So here I'm going to elaborate, as I previously told you, this story blueprint template and how you do the blueprint to tell a good story. So that basic template is over here. I think if I point this way, I don't know if it's going to record, but it's to this side of the screen here. And you have the basic question: who is the character? Where does the story take place? What do they want? What's the problem? And what's the resolve? Now, to help expand this and to elaborate it even more, there's this three-step process, this three-step story map that I want to share with you. And it's another way to line out how your story is going to progress. I'll show you the elements and then you can practice writing it out. So you start off with the title, just like the other one. The first question is who. This is the character or the characters in the scene. You have the beginning, you have the middle, and you have the end. And then we get to the where. So where is three different scenes is likely for your story. It gives you the chance of having three different settings to take place in your story. Then we have the want, the problem, and the resolve. So what did they want? What was the problem? What was the resolve or the end of the story? It kind of goes with this beginning, middle, end, but you layer in these other pieces to it. So where does it take place? So here's an example. So when I was a young boy growing up in Flagstaff, my older brother was a firefighter. I wanted to be a firefighter. So the other piece of this is the facts and the feelings. So what are the facts? So the fact is, say I was like maybe 10 years old and my older brother was taking EMT school and I looked up to him for that. The feelings is that I wanted to make my family proud. I wanted to follow my older brother's footsteps. I wanted to save lives and I wanted to have a career that I loved and I was proud of. So the facts and the feelings are, I added that as a sublayer part to both what you want, what's the facts and the feelings with the problem, and then the resolve is what are the facts and feelings, how does the story end? So here, Flagstaff, Arizona, young boy. The fact is, let's just say I was 10 years old and I wanted to have a job and a career that I loved to make my family proud. Then I went to school and I went to go test for the fire department and it was really competitive. And the fact is there was, say 500 people that tested for the job. And I found out that I didn't have the right class or right qualification. So I felt really disappointed. I felt discouraged. I felt overwhelmed. I felt that maybe this wasn't the right career for me. And I felt discouraged and kind of thought about choosing a different path. Fast forward to when I got hired, which is one of the most proud moments of my life is I got hired. And I can remember this day that I got the phone call. I went through the test. This was after getting my paramedic, going to firefighter 1 and 2, doing all these trainings. I got the phone call. I was at my house and the chief called me telling me that I placed on the top of the list. The fact is, I got my fire job that I dreamed of. I was number 1 on the list. I scored highest, and I felt like I was on top of the world. I felt proud. I felt accomplished, and I felt totally on top of the world with that. And that's what makes me prepared to be the best candidate. If you can't tell, I totally made that. I loosely made that up. That was not an exact thing because I didn't write it out in advance, but I'm hoping that that kind of takes you through the story. So what's the beginning? So the title, who is it? The beginning is where does the first stage take place? So if you notice with me telling that story, setting was in Flagstaff, I was a young boy. The middle is, I guess I'd be in Flagstaff again, where I was older now and old enough to test, but maybe at the fire school or fire academy, putting in my application. And then here is, now I'm getting my job down in Sedona. So you see how having the three different settings helps to plot out your story. And then again, you would tie this in to make it relevant towards your position. So I'll tell you that story one more time. So where Flagstaff, Arizona, I'm in my house. My older brother comes walking in the house with a fire t-shirt on and he's got his EMT books and I want to follow his footsteps. I'm 10 years old. He's like maybe 18 or 19 at this. My numbers aren't right, but he's older than me, and he comes walking in. I feel proud of my brother, and I want to follow in his footsteps. Next thing, I go to follow in his footsteps. I'm at Flagstaff Fire, but I'm overwhelmed with the process because there's so many people there. So I'm at the testing thing. I go to put in my app, and I find out there's 500 people there, the fact is, I don't have a certain qualification. I found out it's way more competitive. You need all these certs, and I feel discouraged and overwhelmed and want to quit. But I didn't quit. I continued. I persevered. I used my strength of perseverance and consistency. And I tested for Sedona fire in Sedona, Arizona. I was at my house, sitting there, working on some homework when I got the phone call from Chief. Actually, Chief Elmer was the one that called me. And I was in my house, and I can remember looking around the living room, and Chief Elmer called me and told me that I got hired on the list. And when I got hired with Sedona Fire, it was actually number 6, but I got hired as number 6, and I felt joy, I felt happy, I felt accomplished, and I felt that all of it paid off. Hope that helps. I'll give you guys this template to practice. And so this is designed to go with this. So this one is the basic, get the idea, elaborate on the character, the where, the want, the problem, the resolve, but then it kind of gives you a couple of different layers of a timeline to follow with 3 stages, beginning, middle, and end. And then it also, these sub layers of what are the facts, what are the feelings, helps to work in your facts that make you the best for the job. And then the feeling helps to create an emotional connection with your audience. Hope that's helped. I'm excited to try this out with you guys, and let me know what you think. And this video went a little bit longer. I hope that was helpful, and we will talk to you on the next episode.